Yo, what's going on, guys? Unknown Sierra here. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be discussing some of the biggest controversy in the history of Clash Royale, and we're also going to be doing that while playing random decks on Trophy Road. So this is going to be our first one. I don't even get the chance to look at it that well. But yeah, obviously, some huge news coming in. Level 16, tons of new, features in this new update. And yeah, there's tons to talk about. And I've been looking at some of the feedback from the Clash Royale community. This is probably one of the biggest overreactions I've seen in a long time to an announcement being made. I don't think this update is as bad as people are making it out to be. I think that the way they're doing... Okay, so our first opponent's going to be almost AFK. Never mind. Yeah, I really think the way they're rolling this update out is amazing because they're giving us a little bit of time to adjust to it. 6 months for ranked, which is going to be really big because obviously that's where the levels are going to be super important and where you're going to see a huge difference in skill level and gap. So you can't just push up with overleveled cards. And they're also not giving us an entirely new currency like they did with Elite Wild cards. There's they're making it the same as every other upgrade system, right? So you get cards from lucky drops, you get cards from wild cards, pass, it's easy enough to get the resources than level 15, which I think is such a underrated part of this update is that go ahead and snowball this here. Maybe we take a 3 crown, maybe. Such a huge part of this update, I think, is really, really sad. Funny number. Which is a really big part of this update, right? We're not getting an entirely new currency that we have to collect, and we're no basis. Everything's getting cheaper, and oh, this actually doesn't look that bad. Everything's getting cheaper. We're in the same basis for upgrading. Looks like there's going to be new ways to unlock evolutions too, which is absolutely amazing. But yeah, I'm actually really excited this update is here. I think this is going to be really good for the game. Oh my god, what an amazing game this is going to be. I'm super excited about this update, and I think Supercell is rolling this out in a really good way. He didn't quit, did he? But yeah, I'm really, oh my god. I'm really excited for this update. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see what new features they add. I'm going to do a more in-depth review of the entire update probably tomorrow. We're going to film maybe just a short video looking at the Royale API. And some the biggest parts of the new changes, especially how the progression is going to work now, which I think is such a big part of this new update. That is really being overlooked right now, that free-to-play progression is taking a huge step in the right direction with this update. Everything is going to be so much cheaper, so much more affordable, especially now that Elite Wildcards are gone. Those were the hardest magic items to get in the entire game, to get enough of them to max a card out. I don't know why he keeps doing that. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how this ends up working, because I do think they're getting too much backlash, because we all knew no matter how they did this update, people were going to hate it. There was always going to be that was always going to be the reality. Okay, he does go for a P.E.K.K.A there, which is fine. I just defend my Evil Wizard, maybe get a little bit of damage on the tower with the Mega Knight. No, we do not. But no, I can just go for a Wizard here. Yeah, I think that they were going to get a lot of backlash either way, and this is probably the best way they could have avoided that, in my opinion. So I really do like what they've done with this new update. Please don't splash my tower, Jesus. But yeah, I feel I'm kind of in the minority for this, in this opinion, but I do think this is really good for the game in general. I think this is probably one of the best ways they could have dealt with this. Wait for that to lock on and go for some goblins. Yeah, because the game is super popular right now, and I know people big streamers say Jinxie, for example, aren't happy with the way that this update's being rolled out. But I think this, like, obviously, like, this is the best way to have to happen, you know, because if it wasn't like this and they didn't have like all these other new features and like making it more simple to upgrade and like cheaper to upgrade cars, we were gonna have another level 15 fiasco in our hands, and we all remember how that went. That was like, that was the reason Clash Royale went into, I guess, a depression, you could call it, in the first place, is because level 15 got added, and it was over the top, like unbelievably. And I think like that's like a really big thing that they fixed in this new update, is that everything's more affordable. Like free to play progression is a lot cheaper. Do I have to take a poison? I don't think so. I was not very good goblins, I think, but it was whatever. But I'm actually gonna take this poison. I'm really excited to see. God, I feel like I'm just repeating the same stuff, but I'm really happy with what they've done. Like with how they say they're gonna do this new progression system. I think it's gonna work out really good in the long run. Yeah, I'm super excited to see like. No, obviously I could be all wrong, and this is gonna completely kill the game. But I don't think I am, and I think this is gonna be probably one of the better things we've seen for the game in a while, especially with all the other positive features coming in this update. That's gonna be it for today. I know it's kind of a short video here, but yeah, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Also, if you have any ideas for future videos, you could leave those down below as well. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.